And here we go.
Very
Take
good.
away, Bob.
Very good. Rosalyn Story is a professional classical violinist, journalist, and author of both fiction and nonfiction. Hold on for a second. It's obligatory. I have to ask everybody these questions. Who influenced you to write?
That's an interesting question because when I hear that question, I think about what Walter Mosley said when people ask him who influenced him to write. And people always say Toni Morris and Richard Wright Nelson, Norman Mailer, but really it was Nancy Drew and the Happy Hollisters and Judy Blume and all, But the Hardy Boys, exactly, yeah. So those were the first things that I read, but then I developed, a love for the great African American canon and studied that in college. But influenced to write, I think I'm more influenced by music, I think, than anything else to write. And that, because as a violinist, I'm not a soloist, so I don't get a chance to have my own voice.
Right.
As a writer, I get to have my own voice. I put my name on the books. I take credit or responsibility or blame for whatever I write. So it's all about what I can create. As a musician, as a classical musician, unlike jazz players, we don't create music, we recreate it. We read from the written page, and we have to be respectful to the composer who's been dead 200 years sometimes. So that's kind of what my influence about music.
Understood. For a long period of time, I did not listen to classical music, and I had a roommate who cultivated my interest in classical music, because when I first heard Tchaikovsky, I had no idea what I was listening to at the time. So he explained that I was listening to the 1812 Overture, and I became a fan of certain classical composers. Who cultivated your interest in classical music?
It wasn't just so much classical music, it was all music. I'm from Kansas City, and I used to sneak in the jazz clubs at underage, and have a Tom, right. Back then it was the Brandy Alexander, the Tom Collins. Now it's other stuff, but what was the question again? No, seriously, I forgot the question.
Okay.
I was back in that club for a minute, just having a memory there.
I have that effect upon women. No, No, all jokes aside. Who cultivated your interest in classical music?
Classical music, okay, that's my question, because I don't know that it was cultivated in classical music. It was about, I went to black church. I heard gospel music. I heard the organist at church. I heard, and then that became jazz and blues. And being in Kansas City, I just love music. I just want to play an instrument. So, and just coincidentally, they were handing out violins and bows and giving free lessons at my school, so I played that instrument. And that was a classical instrument. It was about all music.
Wonderful.
So, when I was about 12, my mother bought me a set of records, the Longines Symphonette, back in the, those TV ads that come on the TV, the favorite music that you love to hear, and the Clair de Lune and Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, and I just fell in love with the music, and also taking it in a great teacher too, I must say.
What was the name of the teacher?
His name is Leon Brady. He's still living in Kansas City. He's an amazing teacher, and it speaks to the difference that a great teacher can make in your life. He inspired me, told us that we could do anything we wanted to do, and I became a symphony player. Thank you. I was the first African American player in the Kansas City Philharmonic and 2 other orchestras. Actually, not the first in Fort Worth, but where I'm playing now, but in Kansas City and also Tulsa. So I believe, because of him, that I could do things that I had no right to believe, according to conventional wisdom, that I should be able to do.
Bear with me 1 second. Listen, I really appreciate the fact that we were blessed with your presence, and I want everybody to give Ms. Rosalyn Story a round of applause. Thank you. Now, where can we get your books?
You can get it at Human Books, some Barnes and Nobles. Human Books, the corner of 135th and, is it Lennox? No, that's
Lennox, right? Isn't it Lennox? Yeah.
That's about
125th.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And also you can get it at some Barnes and Noble stores, not all of them, but also online at Amazon. All the websites have it.
Are you going to do a signing here today?
I sure will.
Okay, can you tell everybody where you're going to sign them for?
I don't really know. They're going to tell me. When I come back the next time, a little bit later, I'll tell.
Okay. And I want everybody to get a book because her work is brilliant. She's a wonderful person. Once again, a round of applause for Ms. Story. Thank you. Okay.